There is so much to be set right in the world. There are so many to be led and helped and comforted. Let us take good care that we do not miss our turn of service and pass by those to whom possibly we might have been sent on an errand straight from God. Ever faithful to our enduring mission, the people of Mercy Medical Center, about 2.5 years ago, became acutely aware of an unmet health care need in our city, one which we felt God was calling us to address. We set out not to pass by, but to respond, not alone, but gathering a myriad of collaborative partners. As our founders and sponsors, the Sisters of Charity of St. Augustine, often remind us, we do not ever serve alone. I call your attention to our League of Partners that are listed in today's program. This is a circle of people of goodwill who for the past 2+ years have met, discussed, researched, dreamed, prayed, begged, planned, and brought their time, talents, and treasure together for the good of the people of Northeast, a quadrant of the city of Canton that is so dear to many of us. The contribution of every member of our circle of collaboration is necessary and important. But I want to highlight 2 of our partners in a special way. The first is Christ the Servant Parish in the Catholic Diocese of Youngstown. Christ the Servant Parish is the coming together of the faith communities of St. Paul's and Our Lady of Peace. Led by Monsignor Louis Gaetano, the parish recognized the need and was one of the very first to join the cause. We are so grateful to be united in one mission with the parish community and our diocese to transfigure the physical presence of the church and its ministry right here at the place that has been a sign of hope for so many people since 1907. Most generously, the diocese is leasing the building across the street and the property to Mercy Medical Center for $1. Somebody said you can't beat that. Is the congregation of the Sisters of the Humility of Mary, the community in which I am a member. The Sisters are the religious community that taught at St. Paul's School for over 60 years. It is the building that was originally their parish home, which will be redeveloped. It is their large and generous gift of funding, coupled with funds from the Sisters of Charity Health System and a number of individual gifts that enable us to take this first step forward into the redevelopment and phase 1 of the entire project. We cannot thank them enough. Sisters, would you please stand? I got it here.
I'd just like to thank each and every one of the collaborators who are here and everyone who has contributed in any way to this vision. What an absolutely beautiful vision. And one of the things that I'm so proud of is that nothing is boarded up. Nothing is boarded up. And that life is life-giving, and where each of us in some way have been able to be an act of God in keeping the life and the ministry and the mission alive here. And so I thank each and every one. I welcome you, and I think of how good it is for us to be here today. For more than a century, this parish community of St. Paul has shared its diverse gifts with the wider community by putting faith on its feet. This faith has reached out to people of all ages, ethnic and racial backgrounds, welcoming and inviting all to prayer, education, and a social responsibility for the area. As the world has changed, so has the community of St. Paul. And yet the mission of St. Paul's remains to be a living presence of God's unconditional love, unbounded forgiveness, and a center where God's Spirit reigns. Mercy Medical Home at St. Paul's Square is a rebirth of this initial dream. For St. Paul's, the mission and message is being passed on to another generation. It is this generation that now begins something new in collaboration with many who dare to still dream. New dreams are important for the life of our community. And it is when our dreams are taken into the context of our neighborhoods that we will see our hopes realized. Each entity involved in this medical home and the outreach has enabled the re-envisioning of this dream today. What a magnificent opportunity it is to allow our faith to take on a concrete reality here in this neighborhood. This project provides the opportunity of tangibly changing lives. What a privilege it is to be a part of this collaboration and this dream. I believe that what begins here today provides a new horizon for the northeast quadrant of Canton, and that this shared venture is truly an anchor of hope for this acre of God's world.
Throughout our diocese of Youngstown, which stretches from Ashtabula down to East Liverpool and from Youngstown over to Canton, over the last 2 years we've been going through a process of what we have called reconfiguration, looking at our parishes and our schools to find the best way to utilize the resources that we have to be of service to our people. One of the areas of concern for all of us have been the buildings in our diocese and what can be done to continue to use those buildings for the good of the community. This project, which will begin today, is a way of extending and continuing the ministry that was here for many years at St. Paul's. Not only will there be a medical ministry here in terms of providing family care and eventually dental care, there will also be a spiritual ministry, because everything that Mercy does, it does in the name of the Lord, and does that work so that those, especially those who are poor and needy, have a place to come where they're accepted, where they are helped, and where they are given an opportunity for the future. This collaboration is one important step that signals the type of collaboration that we can have throughout the diocese. I am very grateful to all those who have been involved in this process, and very grateful to Mercy for wanting to be here and for taking this opportunity of using this building to reach out to the people from this community. Thank you to all of you, and together let us continue to build our outreach to the northeast quadrant of Canton. God bless you.
I was going to say, just sort of diverging from my prepared remarks here for a second, and it was just 30 seconds ago you could hear children in the background, and you know, I think it was very appropriate that we had that noise and that distraction going on a little bit, because that's really one of the main reasons we want to be here. We want to reach out to the children. We want to make sure that this community remains to be a safe place, a wonderful place, a healthy place for children to grow up. So, having said that, it is my sincere pleasure to add my welcome to you and to thank you for joining us today, and in a way to mark this new beginning and furthering of the mission of Mercy Medical Center. I'm so proud of the ongoing work of Mercy people who live our mission every day within the walls of the hospital, our health centers, and outside of those walls in our community. It is a unique privilege to be part of our endeavors to deliver quality, compassionate, accessible, affordable, and faith-based health care to our community. There is little I need to add to the eloquent words of Sister Carolyn, Sister Judith Ann, Monsignor Gaetano, and certainly Bishop Murray. What I wish to do is acknowledge the courageous leadership of Sister Carolyn and Monsignor Gaetano in particular, and the support of Bishop Murray, as well as the diligent efforts of all of the team members and collaborators who have brought us to this point today.
that the city of Canton wholeheartedly supports this project. And let me tell you why. A couple of months ago, I had the pleasure of meeting Sister Capuano and my good friend now, Tom Turner, and they took me in the old boardroom, and it was a good half-hour conversation. And there is just no way to say no to Sister Capuano. Matter of fact, I would have loved to have been in fly on the wall those development meetings, and she whipped you guys into shape and said you will support this project. A couple of weeks ago, I had the pleasure of looking at their application that was submitted to the city of Canton, which, by the way, ranked extremely high. And like a kid in a candy store, I ran to the majority leader of Canton City Council, Dave Doherty. I said, Dave, we got to support this project. I said, this is the right thing to do. We got to support this project. Dave quickly reminded me that he's leveraged over $50 million for this community. So another $105,000 was no big deal. Thank you, Dave. There are truly great things happening on the Northeast End. All we read about in the paper are the negativities. But I will tell you today that God's mission is here on the Northeast End. I want to personally thank the Mercy family for continuing to invest in our community. It's not just the money, but it's the mission. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you.